Hey, I'm going to be diving into the entire story of Inazuma 11 Victory Road for everyone to enjoy. It will be a detailed explanation of all the events, summarizing the story into an easy to digest format, and so everyone who cannot buy the game can still enjoy this game's awesome story. I'm not going to waste any more of your time here, so sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy. Right as you enter story mode, you're told that you're going to step into the shoes of Destin, Bellows, and face football head on, aiming to become Japan's best, but they warn that for the start of the game you will not play much football, but you'll experience slowly building your own football club from scratch alongside Destin. But as the story progresses, you'll unlock more and more football systems and take full control at the time. It begins with a short montage of players preparing for a football match. There's a new rookie going by the name of Harper Evans that has a lot of attention. This is Raimon vs Northbright at the Football Frontier tournament. It switches to two little kids watching the Football Frontier tournament while on a bus, and Destin Bellows overhears them. He doesn't like football and wishes it disappears from his life and disappears from the world. And chapter 1 begins of Destin Bellows at his new school, South Cirrus Junior High, for his first day. South Cirrus is mostly known for its strong baseball team, but it also now no longer has a football team, and not many people care about the sport here. He hears a rumour about a Briar Bloomhurst that tarnishes the school's reputation, which is the country's top preparatory school, a school that values athletics and academics, a nearly flawless institution. Destin can take small quests in the form of activities. They're basically side missions that reward you for completing them. It can be helping some people in need, taking photos, or even battling. Destin feels this is the perfect school for him, purely because of the absence of a football club. The bodybuilding club tries to recruit Destin, and begins the first story battle. To outwit and overcome anyone who stands in your way is how to battle here. You can deliver effective blows in a rock paper scissors style game by closely paying attention to the movements of the opponents, and you can use recovery items to heal and boost stats. Once Destin flees from a bodybuilding club, he can check out his new homeroom. There are many students across the school that Destin can battle with, and to train harder. The more you attack, the tension gauge will fill up and he can deal a finishing blow. Sometimes enemies can use a sweet attack that one-shot you, and when the countdown begins, you have to win based on the rock paper scissors command. Destin is introduced to his class. He sits next to an enthusiastic character named Cedric Freud, and Destin scorns him for a bad joke he made. Later that day, after school, the two meet on Destin's way home, and Cedric tries to hang out with him, but he's shut down immediately. Cedric tries to force himself to be Destin's friend, and the two enter a battle. In battles, sometimes breaches, saves, and miscalculations occur. A breach is a lucky hit that deals bonus damage, a save is a flash that blocks an enemy's attack, and a miscalculation is when your guard is down for a moment and your opponent deals extra damage. Cedric's attempt at befriending Destin here are failed as he loses this battle. On his way home, he witnesses a fight down an alleyway, a fight with Briar Bloomhurst, and suddenly a man is sent flying at Destin's feet. Destin witnesses Briar's incredible kicks take down all of these thugs at once, and it reminds him of football. He sees Briar's rapid movements through the eyes of a football expert and admires his athletic prowess. As Briar goes to deal a final kick to a thug's head, Destin puts a stop to the fight. The thugs abuse Briar, calling him trash, but Destin stands up for what's right, but this only allows him to take hold of Briar and beat him with a pipe, except Destin took the blow to the back of the head. Scared that they may have killed this young boy, the thugs flee from the scene, and Destin wakes up in the hospital next to his mother. Briar returns home and speaks to his father. Briar has arrangements with a high school in the United States. He's from a rich family that decides everything for him. At the coast that same night, Briar and Destin meet again. Briar's legs are special, 1 in a million. Legs that soar beyond the clouds. Briar laughs at Destin's poetry, but is told to just stay out of his way, except Destin knows that Briar has a strong past in football. It's all Destin can think about until the next day, and he watched an amazing clip of Briar playing football as a child. So, the next day in class, Destin finds out all he can about Briar. He has got gifted legs, and he used to play football in elementary school. He was top of his class with academics and athletics. Now, he just picks fights. He can get away with anything with no consequences due to his family. They are the reason he hasn't been expelled despite being a violent punk. Destin does not give up about his athletic capabilities and his football past. He wants to know what happened to Briar to turn him into this violent punk, and he blames his father. His father decides everything, and his word is absolute. His entire life has been set by his parents, and he has no right to choose anything for himself. He's trying to get himself expelled to rebel against them. The school, however, won't kick him out because of the donations made by his parents. Football was ripped away from him by his father. Without football, Briar can't feel passionate about anything. Football was his last line of defense before it was ripped away. Destin agrees that football is just a meaningless pursuit and he leaves. The next day after school, a student tells Destin that the local South Cirrus legend is a kraken, and as he's explaining the kraken's mystery, a mysterious floating thing interrupts, scaring the student, which scared that too, and that is the kraken. Destin follows it to capture a photo, but on his way, Briar also heads home in the same direction, and they walk together. When Destin finds the kraken, he sneaks a photo and defeats it. The two by chance accidentally meet up with the same thugs from before, and they try to start another fight. Destin insists on crushing the thugs to deter them from coming back again, but really, he just wants to see Briar's muscles in action. Briar joins Destin in battle and can take down extra strong castle walls on the opponents. The action gauge is on the side of the screen that fills up with stones. As long as a stone is present, you do not have to wait for the opponent to attack before you can, and they defeat the thugs once and for all. The next day goes by. When Destin is around Briar, football floods his thoughts. He thinks maybe it would be different if football wasn't prohibited. After another day of school, Destin leaves and sees a football flying in the air, and the baseball team is using footballs for a performance. They're batting footballs in the air and kicking them at each other for their fans, as well as other silly amusing performances. There was an incident 5 years ago where the football club caused trouble and the school tarnished it to save its own reputation. The baseball club just rips on it for a joke, but one of the balls stumbles over to Briar and Destin. Destin once collapsed on the football pitch. He has a rare heart condition and the doctor told him to always avoid high intensity activities and he cannot play football anymore. The doctor uses mere data and statistics to take football away from his life, and this broke him to pieces. He came here to leave football behind, but he's infuriated at the baseball club's actions tarnishing the sport. Briar and Destin argue for the love of passion they once had for football, as Destin weeps at his condition. He's angry that Briar simply made a choice to listen to the rules, but football lives on in Destin's heart. While Briar still has that choice, he still has football. He has complete freedom, unlike Destin, and he's begged by Destin to let him have the chance to play football again, and this makes Briar's memories come flooding back. Briar never once rebelled against his father. He never chose to fight for himself, but now he makes a choice for his own path and he chooses football. He flies into the air and delivers a monstrous kick that lands the ball right at the baseball club captain's face. Destin's words motivated Briar to make his choice, to be free. Destin was afraid to face his truth. He will never run from football again. Destin challenges the baseball club into a football showdown, and if they win, they will cease using this space for their amusing theatrics. Waves of students gather around and spread the word of the showdown. The baseball captain's attempts of intimidation do not work on Destin's now reawakened mind. His passion for football burns with renewed vigour in his heart.
And I will not stand idly by while you insult football.
In order to face the baseball club, they have to form a football club. Cedric overhears and wants to join their unformed club. The three need to work together to get the football club started. They chat on an app called Inaccord, but Briar isn't impressed by the group chats. Elsewhere in the school, 5 years ago, the football club got into a fight with another school and was arrested by the police. The school's reputation took a major hit and the only stain on their name. It is why it is prohibited in the school. The principal leaves the matters to the student council to dispute the conflict ahead. The football club needs to apply for a club room, and with the sport banned, they can't do anything yet. Destin says the key to unbanning football lies with the student council, and he has a plan. For now, they search for a space to use as a club room. After investigating potential club rooms, they decide on the old gym equipment storage. Briar doesn't trust Cedric's ability in football and challenges him to prove himself. Cedric and Briar contest each other in a battle for a pass coming from Destin, and once Cedric proves himself, he starts hearing voices tormenting him and bullying him, voices from his past. But now Briar feels more confident and comfortable allowing him on the team and training with him, after learning of his past experiences being a dependable player of his old football teams. Destin begins seeing phantom players around the world. It's a challenge to pass a blue glowing football over to them. but he's just hallucinating. Destin thinks Cedric and Brian need to undergo intense training. The Hecaton stairwell training begins, a special training battle to develop skills, running up and down these huge flights of stairs as fast as you can with a stamina gauge. Destin is assigned to be their trainer, and Cedric doesn't know of Destin's heart restrictions. He will take his job seriously and find more training spots around town. Spying on them from afar though is the Kraken, who runs away when it's spotted. Destin thinks the Kraken is key to reviving the football club and it needs to be caught. They follow it to the school and it unleashes some sort of magic that inflates its size. The three enter battle with the King Colossal Kraken and do all they can to take it down to its regular size. Another student watched this battle take place. Inside of the Kraken's suit, they discovered its true identity. They didn't know it at the time, but it would happen to have a huge impact on the football club. The next morning they returned to the school and officially opened the club room for the new South Cirrus Junior High Football Club, and a new chapter in their lives begin. Destin thinks about his encounter with the baseball club. He states he will definitely overcome the baseball team at football and tarnish their reputation as the school's crown jewel. The baseball club captain's name is Thierry Rios, and he will be tough to beat. They discuss their next course of action, but someone interrupts. Alex Lafontaine orders the immediate dissolution of this football club. He is the vice president of the student council, but he ignores the baseball club playing football because of their status and harasses the football club and threatens them with force. The current football club is being punished for an unrelated past incident. He questions the vice president and thinks he himself doesn't even know why. He just follows the rules blindly. Destin is unfazed by these threats and moves on to their strategy meeting. The school's socials are blowing up about the challenge to the baseball club. Destin calculates the chances of anyone teaming up with them as 0. They need more information on the other people and on the sport itself, since they all have dismissed it for a long time. Briar sends him a link to a football video for him to watch later. Destin receives a message. Someone wants to meet up with him at the old gym storage at 7 AM. A girl named Juno wants to speak to Destin. Juno was there when they defeated the Kraken, but the Kraken was in fact a drone. Someone was using it to monitor the school. Briar thinks it's the student council and that the drone was spying on everyone in the school. Juno hunted Mark. She's the student council accountant but built this drone and also manager of the bodybuilding club. Destin asks a favour from her, but he has to quickly leave because he has a hospital checkup now. On the way to the hospital, a man who lost hope saw him kicking imaginary balls. Air football. It was the only way for him to play since football isn't allowed. He was a South Cirrus alumnus and wanted to play air football with Destin, so he and Cedric could test in a game of air football. This one little game meant a lot to this man who lost hope. Now it's too late to go to the hospital and Destin will go tomorrow instead. He calls off with a walk by the coast to clear his head, since the last few days have been filled with drama and action. So much has happened for him since joining his new school. He gets a chance to look at the video that Briar sent him earlier on, a video of football, and he recognises one player, Nikas. This is the Football Frontier final, Raimon vs Northbright. Northbright built their team around Nikas. Nikas has incredible football capabilities and scans the entire pitch when he plays. Their entire team is filled with raw talent, and Destin sees Nikas' full potential shine bright. And suddenly, Destin feels transported over to the game, watching it unfold in person. After challenging every Raimon player on the pitch, suddenly, Nikas no longer has the ball. Harper Evans approached him from a blind spot, undetected, and he stole the ball and began a counter-attack. He is the son of the legendary Mark Evans, a football monster with natural skill. This is his official debut match. It could be the birth of a new legend. Even with 4 players marking Evans, he still wins the ball and dribbles it over to the box. Nikas catches up and the two challenge one-on-one, but Evans breaks through and takes his shot, declaring a goal before he even kicks the ball. And just like he predicted, he scored, erupting the stadium in cheers. Raimon scored an opening goal only 1 minute into the game, thanks to the legendary Evans family, barely out of his debut and has the aura of a champion. The game ended 6-0. Raimon is an unshakable fortress. Northbright are frozen in disbelief on the pitch, but Harper Evans, however, doesn't seem so pleased with his performance. He finds football
kind of boring.
Destin walks home feeling his heart condition after getting excited watching the match, and he blasts an air football into the sky, except it was a real football, and then it appeared. Harper Evans himself. Destin feels like he's on the pitch again with a projection of Harper Evans. Evans says he is waiting for the day Destin Bellows will face him, but Evans is merely a projection of football. Destin took a step toward football today, on a path they must walk to take down a football monster, Harper Evans. Deep down, this is what Destin wants, but doubts himself and doubts his capabilities. Deep down, he wants to be the football hero that takes down the football monster, but every hero needs his allies with them alongside him. Destin can become that hero. That is where the path to glory begins. The Victory Road.
Harper Evans.
The Harper Evans fan club grows rapidly, but he's such a big deal, it's like he's untouchable. Harper seems down. He doesn't think it's as fun as it used to be. He feels as if he's in a slump. Ever since Raimon's rise to fame, all top talents have been flocking there. They are a powerhouse and have not faced any heart-racing challenges. 25 years ago, Raimon was a weak team and Harper's dad turned it into fame. Perhaps someone else, somewhere, can do the same thing. Despite what his team thinks, Harper isn't looking for a strong rival. All Harper wants is to make friends. Elsewhere, someone is spying on the Raimon team and wants to keep an eye on Harper Evans. Back at South Cirrus the next morning, the 3 members of the football club spot strange new football robots designed by Juno, a strategy simulator to help the football club train to get stronger than the baseball club. Juno's match simulation has a lot of fundamental training exercises that can hone skills through repetition, and after all the new training systems have been tested, the next step is recruitment. In the inner cord chat, Cedric, Destin and Briar seem to have gotten much closer together, and the football club has helped them bond. Briar even started using the stickers he once judged. While football stands at the bottom of the barrel, the top is the baseball club, but also the dance club. They currently have an idol in the squad, Riker, and the team have a chance at nationals. They check out the dance club as trial members to find out more about how to present a club's image. On the way, they see a student being bullied and abused. Destin senses a strange aura surrounding him. Cade escapes the bullies with his insane speed, shocking Cedric and Briar. They go to scout him before heading to the dance club, but he refuses and escapes way too fast to even follow. This only makes them more determined to change football's image and make people like the sport again. They find out too many people join just to get close to Riker. She dips right after class and is not a regular member of the club. She's apparently from a shinobi family. With ninja training, the club wouldn't be half as popular without her. They find her alone on the roof of a school. She recognizes Destin for picking a fight with the baseball club. They ask her for her help because she's the coolest kid in the school. They need her reputation to influence people to support the club. Destin's enthusiasm reminds her of her past. Riker does not like her family training. She merely wants to play with her friends and she will become number 1 her way. Destin will give her what she wants most. It's not money, but the view from the summit, the very top. Destin challenges her to a dance battle in 1 week. If he wins, then she must help them promote the football club. He has a dance-off in 7 days and a football match in 10 days. One could say he's addicted to duels. Destin has found a new place to train to prepare for the baseball club duel, and as they go to train, Destin goes to dance practice. The note Destin left tells Briar and Cedric, noodle shop, shopping district. And here we get first sight into other playable characters. Here you play as Briar, and as the story progresses you can play as others too. Briar heads to the noodle shop and begins a noodle battle. The aim is to finish your noodles before they get soggy. The shopkeeper will make a sign with her hand and you have to command the correct rock paper scissors element to win. Once they win, the real fun begins. The shopkeeper promises a solid post-meal workout in the plaza behind the arcade. They find the South Cirrus Shopkeepers, a football team to help them train, organised by Destin. Here you unlock football battles, a 5-on-5 mini-match played on a small pitch with shorter times than regular matches. There's also fewer rules, it's more street football. There's no better training than a real game, and this training was good work from Destin to organise. He takes his job seriously coaching the football club. After a good meal and a good workout, the two head home. Briar is followed by thugs from before. They brought backup this time to really take revenge on him, but even this huge beast of a man was not enough to take on Briar. Night passes, and so does the 7 days of school. The dance club is putting on a performance. Destin has a new outfit to appear more stylish and has practiced for his dance battle. He only wants to start a football club, and his training for dance was for its cause. And the dance battle begins, hosted by Cedric, school idol Raiko Shinohara, and duel freak Destin Bellows. The one who hypes up the crowd with their moves the most wins. Here you unlock dance battles. When a circle shrinks and overlaps with a zone, you have to time the press of the button. The dance battle gets the crowd hyped with Riker's professional ninja trained moves and Destin's football themed tricks. I'm gonna let this one play out a little. It's just so cool.
Now this is getting fun. Alrighty, time for your finale. Well, that'll do.
Let's finish this.
Oh, look at you go!
Impressive.
The crowd cast their votes and the results are in. The winner is Riker, which means there's no promotion from her on behalf of the club, but instead Riker surprises them with something even better. She wishes to join the football club. She is attracted to the whole zero to hero thing. She became the best dancer in Japan but lost her spark being at the top. Her goal was gone. She wants to start at the bottom again and rise up to the top, challenging herself, and she wants to do it with the football club. Riker is hated by her own family, disappointed in her as a half-rate ninja, and calls her a coward. But she never wanted to be a ninja. She wants to be number one at what she loves and hopes her family can recognize her for how she really is. Destin never cared about winning or losing the dance battle. He didn't just want her to help promoting the club, he wanted to light a fire in her. He saw that she was disappointed being at the top, and when he said he will give her what she truly wants, he wasn't lying. And in turn, her joining the football club is the best kind of promotion. Riker says goodbye to her half-hearted self. She walks on stage and tells all her fans she is ending her dance journey. And she invites everyone to cheer her on in her next journey with the football club, and gives them all one last show. The next morning rises, and word spreads of Riker joining the football club. Alex LaFontaine is shocked by this. The student council discusses the troubling news that the football club not only ignored their demands, but are growing in popularity, successfully sparking interest in the football club, and things are looking more hopeful. The principal and staff still do not see any value in its popularity. Its existence alone could tarnish the school's popularity and must take action before it's too late. The club need more members to be an official team. Destin is expecting Casey Shelby to arrive, and to no surprise, he does, and wants to join the club. Cade is proof of the plan by using Riker's popularity to change the image of football. Even if they are joining the club because of Riker and not football, which isn't the best, but it was the plan. After all, it doesn't matter what brings you to football, it's what happens after you join. They need only 5 members for a mini football match. Only 1 more member is needed with 2 days remaining until the baseball club's duel. 2 kids are spotted watching the club through a window. They are working for the student council. As the council shinobi, time is running out. The council is keeping an eye on them through the shinobi. Kraken comes with information. Thierry and the others used to be football players before baseball players, and they won't go down easy in a proper match. Cedric has a secret spot in mind where the school council cannot spy on them. They begin training while searching for a final member. Thierry reminisces of his childhood football days. Destin sparked something small in him, he just doesn't know it yet. Cedric's secret base of operations is Cafe Tank, a retro vibe cafe that allows students inside, and after ordering food and drinks, they talk about business. Destin has pegged an ideal spot for each member's training locations that's best suitable for them, but here, Alex LaFontaine, vice president of the student council, bursts into the cafe. Destin got a message from Alex since he wanted to talk, so he shared to the student council vice president the location they used to get away from the student council. He wanted to talk about the old football club and the trouble they caused. Destin was right. Alex doesn't know why the violent incident was even caused, and it's played on his mind since. Back then, the football club had a good reputation and weren't the type to be violent. They knew they would not be allowed to play anymore if they were violent, but they still were. He went through the school archives and found the year the football club got in trouble. They were debating between building a football or baseball facility. Because of the incident, the land was reassigned to the baseball club. The incident could have been part of a school turf war with big money involved. Alex wants to join forces with the football club to fully understand what's happened, otherwise he cannot rightfully disband the football club. Destin will investigate the club on his own for the time being. Starting tomorrow, the rest all need to start training and getting ready, for they all have a role to play. So the next morning, Destin interviews all the school teachers who have been here for longer than 5 years to learn more about the incident. He learns there was a stir about a new facility being constructed, not just the school, but the entire town. The old football club had a solid reputation. They were the kind of people who would never turn their backs on anyone in need. The school is one of the top preparatory schools, and because of its fame, it is under constant scrutiny whenever the smallest thing goes wrong. And the football club incident is the perfect example. A teacher tells Destin to drop the search and stop poking around the past. Destin looks over his information while Briar heads to his first solo training session. The tyre target, sending as many balls as you can for a moving tyre. Destin decides to ask around the neighbourhood about the incident, since the facility controversy stirred up the whole town. He finds out it really split the town in two. It got so big at one point it became a useless fight. Riker trains and learns that she can use her dance moves to cross her skills over to football. They can be weaved into dribbling. Here you learn crack and zigzag dribbling, a dribbling game mode weaving through different checkpoints. Destin thinks he could head downtown to find more information. He learns the football side was way ahead until the incident was caused. There's a rumour the whole team stormed into town and caused a huge scene. After that, the baseball club won by default and the school gave them the building. Most of the uproar came from the adults and the students were just caught in the middle. Cedric begins his first training session alone. He needs to work on his stamina and situational awareness. Here, you unlock Tire Tower Dash, dragging a heavy tyre across the beach and dash for first place, but obstacles can appear. Now Destin heads back to South Cirrus Junior High to ask some final questions. The student council kept records of the football club, and they should be in the student archives. Cade now undergoes his training session, where he can learn how to control a ball. You play as a Kraken motivating Cade when he loses focus. Destin is finally starting to see the bigger picture. The final piece of the puzzle lies in the archive, where he meets Alex LaFontaine to compare the information they both gathered, but they know it will expose the school's past disgrace. They find a student council log of the actions taken on duty. Members transcribe instructions from teachers word for word. On the day of the incident, the student council summoned the football club. The football club requested a budget increase. Written in the book, it says, "Inform the football club of the budget increase rejection. However, new football kits will be made, so instruct them to go to the sports shop downtown for a fitting." What's strange is that they was approved new kits before the season even started. The budget was already tight, but weirdly all kits got replaced all at once. In short, the whole club went into town for the fitting, and then the incident happened. The incident took place right in front of Cafe Tank, and so they go to ask the owner, and joining them is the rest of the club. The owner says it was so tense outside her shop a fight could have broke out at any moment, but the police stopped them, implying the fight did not happen. She says the club captain, Calum Wade, was a really good guy and would never start a fight. Calum and Olive haven't spoke since the incident, but he does hang out at Seaside Park sometimes wearing an off-season guard uniform. But he's lost all of his cheerfulness that he had back then. He now looks tired of life. They find him looking over the ocean and tell him that they are restarting the South Cirrus Football Club, and wants to know what happened 5 years ago. As the old team went downtown for the new sports store to get new kits and got very excited, but on the way they ran into some people from another school, being controlled by a notorious gang called the Tumblers. He tells them of what happened that day, and so now the group go to find the Tumblers gang. Destin found a secret site to their underground jobs and left them a message to meet him at the shipyard. Also saying on the message, parts of the football club incident paying was never settled. If they actually show up, it will prove that they are involved. They show up asking for Mr. Dreamcolor and notice they're imposters and won't pay them, so they enter a battle with the Tumblers and they're defeated. They say they was only following orders and tell Destin who Mr. Dreamcolor is. Morning rises and the next day in school, Destin and Alex pay Lorianne Swain a visit, a man who works with the principal closely. Alex says he is here because he has uncovered the truth about the football incident. Destin starts with the conclusion. The one who plotted the incident was him. A scheme called the Football Club Abolishment Plan, a scheme to ruin the football club so the baseball club could get the facility, and shows him the records of the student council explaining exactly what happened that day. He ordered the Tumblers to destroy their football equipment, sabotaging them, and even had them stalk the club's coordinator, a 12-year-old girl by the way, and pinned the blame on the students from another school. In that situation, the football club snapped. In that moment, the police conveniently showed up and they were taken under pretense of violence. The principal overheard this conversation and can see that it's true. He was receiving compensation from the parents of the baseball club members. He found the hidden school account to receive these donations. The principal fires him on the spot, and in return for their work, the principal, supports the football club. The next morning, the football club meets at the coast and Alex is in guilt over what the student council has helped cause. And he also says he wants to join the football club, and no one is surprised, except Destin. And Alex Lafontaine is now the football club's goalkeeper. The next day, Destin gathers everyone to take a group photo. Now you've unlocked bond links which strengthen your team by linking players with bond lines. At the beach, they go to train Alex with his goalkeeper skills and challenges a football team that's training. You finally get to play your first real football match. Thierry Reyes was also stalking the football club, watching them train. The morning of the duel with the baseball club begins. Here you unlock special training phases which occur before every story progression match. The groups go under the special training, and once the right requirements are met, they get ready for the match. And now you've unlocked story matches. Completing the special training objectives unlock a major story match that pushes the plot forward. Specific objectives are set for these matches too. The baseball club is preparing for the game and talking about when they once played football. The match begins and both sides take shots, but the baseball club scores first. The football club uses key man lockdown tactic on Thierry, but then Briar scores one with his new killer shot. Thierry demands the ball, but his lockdown stops him. Destin knows the team is built around Thierry and needed to lock him down. Thierry remembers his childhood football days. Whenever the ball was passed to him, it felt like it was only to make his rich, famous father happy, which is why he switched to baseball, so you rely on only yourself, and no one can use him to get to his father. But Destin reveals that teamwork is the thing that can help his issues with his father, and he can still enjoy football. Destin has motivated him and inspired him, and he asks Destin to let him join the football club. In sheer joy, the gang now have a great game of football with a new fire in Thierry's heart. The football club has won, and Destin didn't care if he won or lost. He cared about helping Reyes realise the football in his heart. And now, Destin is one step closer to Harper Evans. The next day, the football club is now finally official. Everyone loves the new club room. That same day, Briar tells his father that he is playing football now. His father hates this idea and thinks it will put shame on the family. He wants to be able to make his own choices and not listen to his father, and he wants to play football without his father's approval. But his father is happy with Briar's honesty and wants to spend time to learn football, just to support his son's passion. For now, I'm going to end the video here and we'll continue in part 2, where the course of the story changes its direction harshly and begins to shift away from character-focused exposition into an intense football underdog story. I like the way how the first act was set up and how it gave the space and breathing room for characters to develop, so we can feel a little more emotionally attached to them and make them resonate a little deeper within us, rather than throwing us right into football matches. Some people think that this is boring. I say some, there's a lot of people, but I think that's just wrong. I think it's very important exposition that gives meaning to the football matches, and once the story does pick up in Act 2, you feel more invested into the team, and you care deeper about the players after spending so much time and effort watching the football team grow and learning their personalities. It allows these characters to feel like characters, and allow fun JRPG elements to fuse into the story. This is intended to be a story, not a game just about football. That's where a lot of people have gotten confused and have thrown some unwarranted hate towards the game. but I will try my best to get part 2 finished for you all as fast as I can. I do work full time and these videos take a lot of mental energy and a lot of time to produce, so bear with me please. If you enjoyed this video, consider checking out one of these videos before you never see them again. I look forward to covering the second act, or more specifically chapters 3 to 6, and I will see you all in another video.